let's see what happens when we open it up. So we have this. Inside we have, and we're gonna open that. And inside there we have, I packed your order. Anita packed that for me. Thank you, Anita. And a sticker. I love the stickers. And the clip. There's the clip that I ordered. I am thrilled. She sent me a dum-dum. That's a message. No, it's not a dum-dum. It's a Tootsie Pop Mini. I thought it was a message. So, here it is. Some cellophane. Look at that. Kaweco here. Grab the little sleeve. And let's set that there. We'll put my little clip. There's the box. The famous tin Kaweco box. Oh, that's so beautiful. Now, when we open it, there it is. That's what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. And it's cold because it's wintertime. It's been shipped. You know what? It's smaller than I pictured. I've seen this, I've seen this reviewed 100 times. But it's just it's a pocket pen. I get it. It's a pocket pen. But it's smaller than I pictured it would be. It just is. Oh my gosh. And it comes with some ink. That's it. The Kaweco Golden Espresso. And it's just smaller than I thought it would be. I don't know. It just, wow. What an experience. It's just beautiful, but it's just tiny. It really is tiny. It definitely is truly a pocket pen. That's spectacular. And we'll write with it here in just a second. So this is it, new pen time. And the new pen this time is the Kaweco Golden Espresso AL Sport. And I've wanted an AL Sport for a long time. I was going to get the brass one, the same price. And then this one came along, and I noticed that it didn't last long on a lot of sites. Couldn't find it on Amazon. I'd get on pen websites, and it was out of stock. And of course, I found it at Goulet Pens. They were out of stock around Christmas time, but I checked, and they had it, and boom, I pulled the trigger, and here it is. Now, I just wanted to mention why I buy new pens, what criteria I have. I don't want a big, huge collection because I don't like having things just sit in a box. I want to have pens that I use every day. And so for me, a pen, to fall into the category of a pen that I'm going to buy, it has to have that, oh look, I want that one kind of attraction to it. And that this one had that appeal. Now, I come from a place and a society, a family of people who don't get things like this. And as I've tried to talk to people I know about my new habit, fairly new, a couple years old, of collecting fountain pens, the response I get is, "What do you need more than one pen for?" And I try to explain, well, I'm collecting them, you know. I'm a fountain pen collector, so I'm collecting these pens. And they say, "You mean like baseball cards?" I say, "Well, yeah, like baseball cards." "Well, them ain't baseball cards." I say, "Well, I mean, baseball cards aren't the only thing people collect. I mean, you've also got like stamps, say, you know." They seem to understand that. And then they'll take a look and say, "Well, they look kind of fancy." Well, you know, some of them are kind of fancy, kind of pricey, I guess. I've got some Jinhao pens that I love that write really, really well that were really inexpensive. And they say, "You can get you a pack of 4 pens at the grocery store for $1.50. Oh, thank you very much for that information. Yeah, big pens, they're high quality. Yeah, big, wonderful, wonderful name in pens, certainly. Yeah, but and by the way, this is just a note to the history of my fountain pen collecting. You know, I've talked before about how terrible my handwriting is, and I went years where I didn't do much handwriting of any kind for any reason, and there were forms that I filled out at work, and I was left-handed at the time, and I would, you know, scratch them out. Yeah, I couldn't. But as far as like writing a letter or writing a journal, I went years and years and years without writing extensively. It was even a challenge to write a check back in the days when we used to write checks. Well, at work I found that the gel tip pens were a lot better to write with. Well, I had been given a pen by a Rotary Club because I do a lot of public speaking and based on my storytelling. And so as a thank you, I'd been given a nice pen, ballpoint pen, by a Rotary Club. And when the ink ran out of that pen, I went to Tabula Rasa, which I'll leave a link to them in this video, which is the store where I saw the beautiful fountain pens at Christmas time. They got me interested in buying fountain pens. And I bought gel pen inserts for that pen. And of course I looked around and again I saw all the beautiful fountain pens. And so that's part of my story of why I collect fountain pens. But let's take a look at this beautiful pen and how it writes and how it performs. So let's analyze this beautiful pen a little bit. Over here on this side, I put the clip on it. I had Goulet Pens send me a nice clip so it can go in my pocket, which I'll discuss in a minute. And of course it says right there, Kaweco AL Sport in Germany, and on this side it says Golden Espresso. And the color of this pen is really beautiful, and it's metallic and it feels really good. Now, one thing I have to say about this pen that surprised me, and I've watched lots of videos about it, that's why I wanted it. I saw it reviewed lots of times on YouTube. It's tiny. I don't know why, but I got the impression from other videos I saw that it was fairly girthy and substantial. This is truly a pocket pen. It's tiny. And I don't say that as a negative. That's fine. And of course, the famous thing here where we're going to post it now and make it like, you know, like a normal pen. So here's my junky carry around journal. Now let's just make an entrance here. It is, we've got the 3, that's the month March, 13, that's the date, 2021, and it is Saturday. So right away, this is a fine nib, and it writes fantastically. Now, I've seen videos of AL Sports, people have bought these pens and they didn't write well. This writes incredibly. Right out of the gate, it feels fantastic. It feels like it's great. This is my new AL Sport Golden. I will never get used to writing with a camera in the way. I'm sorry. My handwriting is usually a lot better than this. Another thing I want to say about Goulet Pens, I had seen reviews where this pen had arrived in just in a cardboard sleeve instead of this fancy little tin box that it's so famous for. And the packaging from Goulet Pens, which you saw in the unpacking, was just perfect. The attention to detail, I was just thrilled. It was like Christmas morning, so I'm very thankful to them. Pen has a fine nib, very wet. I just have, there's this blue cartridge that came with the pen that I put in it. I'm trying to decide what color I'd like to run through this pen. I have very few pens that I keep a specific color in. This kind of pen, a pen like this pen is going to need a specific color. You know, it's gonna need, and maybe some of you will have suggestions about that. My first pocket pen. It's really hard to write over the camera, I'm sorry. Thanks go out to, let's give them a better G than that. Goulet. Because I'm trying to write over this camera, I'm tipping the nib funny. Yeah, it feels really great, but again, it's really tiny. I'm gonna really enjoy carrying this pen around. It's tiny, but it has everything I hoped it would have. It is truly beautiful, and I love the clip. I'm working nights. This is my last shift of 4. So I have some time off coming up, and can't wait for a breakfast. Ooh, that was terrible. Outing with my daughter. Okay, so that's kind of stuff I journal about. Looking forward to an outing with my daughter and a visit with her kids. We just wanted to. I wanted to spend some time with my daughter, both my daughters. That I've got some time coming off, and I can show off my new Kaweco Golden Espresso fountain pen. This is really thrilling. This is really, and like I say, that wasn't a good example of writing, but I love how it writes. It is very wet. It's not a fine like a Japanese fine. Everybody else says that, but yeah, this is beautiful. If you can find one, this is one of their more beautiful pens. If it wasn't this one, it would have been the brass. And I think I may order some plastic ones to give away as gifts. It's a fun pen to give as a gift. It would be a fun pen for somebody to receive. So anyway, that's my review of the Kaweco AL Sport Golden Espresso. Thanks so much.